As a reporter, I have a confession to make. I should have pushed harder earlier for more information about Joe Biden's mental and physical well-being and any signs of decline. The reason that I bring this up is in the last 48 hours, there have been two stories, one by the New York Times and one by the Wall Street Journal, that document the decline of Joe Biden and how we probably should have known then and reported then what we know now.
That's CNN reporter and apologetic political hack Chris Cillizza doing an 11th hour mea culpa about his network's reporting on Joe Biden. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like establishment media is in a really bad place right now. Ratings, credibility, and trust are at all-time lows, and on top of that, it's looking more and more likely that there's a good chance many may be held accountable for the propaganda they've been carelessly pushing for the past 10 years. Which leads us to people like Cillizza suddenly making public declarations like this.
Joe Biden was president from 2020 to 2024. I worked at CNN through 2022. During that time, the early part when I was at CNN, 2020 to 2022, Republicans would regularly ping me and say, why don't you ask more questions of Joe Biden and how he's doing? He's 76, 77, 78-year-old man. And I would sort of brush them off because what I would say is, well, there's no obvious evidence that he's declining. Yeah, he moves a little slower, he talks a little slower, but there's no evidence that he's declining. And the White House and the people around Joe Biden were absolutely adamant that suggesting anything, asking the question about whether he was in some physical, mental, or both decline was offensive. How could you? It's age shaming. And I think that impacted me at some level because while I did ask the question from time to time of, not directly the White House, but aides and people around in that orbit, I didn't really push on it, if I'm being honest. Now, once I left CNN and once it became a little bit more clear to me about Biden's age, I think I did write pretty regularly and talk pretty regularly about how I wasn't sure that this guy was up to it. And then obviously after the June 27th debate, everybody, including me, was writing and talking about it.
It's truly amazing how whenever elitist hacks like this apologize, they inevitably make it worse by doubling down and turning it into a non-apology. I mean, he said there was no evidence about Biden, but there clearly was. And him and his network didn't just brush it off, they relentlessly attacked and shamed people like Laura Trump for even insinuating it. Moreover, CNN and nearly every major news network coordinated a narrative that anyone even discussing it was either a conspiracy theorist idiot or acting with malicious intent.
You have no I can't. That's so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
Well, you're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline. I would think that somebody in the Trump family would be more sensitive to people who do not have medical licenses diagnosing politicians from afar. Plenty of people have diagnosed your father from afar.
There's a growing and insidious trend in right-wing media, broadcast, print, and social media. It is to take highly misleading and selectively edited videos of President Biden directly from Republican National Committee social media accounts and then use those videos to spread messages virally to cast doubt on President Biden's fitness for office.
That's what we're seeing. That's what the Biden administration, the Biden campaign is so worried about right now. But make no mistake, they are worried about this. This is a real problem. This is not some made up fiction. The videos are oftentimes made up, but the problem is real. Because some of us, Abby, watch a 40-minute speech by Biden. We see the full context. Other people only watch a 5-second clip. And that's going to be something that's going to, I suspect, follow Biden for the rest of this campaign.
The only thing I'll give this CNN hack credit for is basically admitting that Democrats used woke terminology as a tool to shame dupes like him into not doing their job. Because I'm willing to bet that there were dozens upon dozens of NPC reporters there that bought that line Democrats were pushing about age shaming, which is entirely the point. I just find it a little funny that those same people didn't seem to have a problem immediately questioning Trump's age and shaming him once Biden dropped out and Democrats gave them the thumbs up. But let me know what you think. Do you buy this guy's apology, or is he just trying to cover his rear now that the tide is turning? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye.